So the topic today that we're going to be going over is who has the most to gain from an NBA championship for this season in 2020. We have LeBron James, James Harden, Giannis Antetokounmpo. And I was watching earlier on First Take, they actually did include Kawhi Leonard. So I'm actually going to list the four of those guys, one of the top league guys in the NBA. Kind of chime in, give my take, see what they say about this.
10 through 8, you got Chris Middleton, Pascal Siakam, and your guy LeBron James. Take us through 10 through 8 here, Nick.
All right, so I think some people will be surprised to see.
LeBron that well. I'll explain that in a moment. For Middleton, if the Bucks win the title, it means Giannis stays and Chris Middleton can potentially go on a little Scottie Pippen 2.0 path, where you're a star but not a.
Don't put Chris Middleton in the same scenario as Scottie Pippen. Oh my. I kind of see where you're coming from, but that's a big stretch. So he has LeBron at number 8. We know Nick Wright is a big LeBron fanboy. He already has LeBron James as the greatest player of all time. That's not the case. He put him at number 8 because he wants everyone to think that LeBron's the GOAT, and he doesn't need to win this championship to be in that same circumference. Actually, before Nick Wright goes a little further into here, the top 3 guys with Kawhi Leonard, James Harden, LeBron, and Giannis, out of those 4 players, who has the most to gain from a title? It has to be LeBron James. With LeBron, because he's at a higher standard than these other cats. LeBron is mentioned as the top 5 greatest player of all time. He's been in GOAT or the debates for the GOAT against Michael Jordan. I don't see it, but it's always going to be in question with the media. And LeBron, he forced himself to be called the chosen one, the king. So there's always been a high standard on LeBron. Of course, accumulating all the hate whenever he loses a championship and making moves to go to different franchises. LeBron needs this the most. Whenever it comes to Kawhi Leonard, he doesn't have the most to gain from this. If Kawhi were to retire with only 2 rings with the Spurs and as well as the Raptors, he's still an all-time great, probably around a top 25, 30 player of all time. It would, of course, enhance his legacy. If Kawhi were to win a championship this year, I would have to move him into the top 15 greatest players of all time based on winning. Then with Giannis Antetokounmpo, he's around 25 years old. Yeah, he still has around the next 4 to 6 years to win a championship. It's still very young in his time. It's not his story yet. It kind of reminds me of LeBron in his first 6 to 7 seasons with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Giannis is kind of resembling that as of right now. He'll get a finals appearance. He won't win a championship. I foresee him to leave the Bucks, to maybe join a super team as well as create his own team of himself in a different franchise, to where I expect Giannis to win a championship with another franchise in the next 3 to 4 seasons. Whenever it comes to James Harden, all I need from Harden to make him, he's already going to finish his career as an all-time great. He's already gone against the Golden State Warriors, one of the greatest dynasties of all time. For the last 5 seasons in the playoffs, he pushed them to 6 games a couple times, lost in 5 a couple times, and then lost in 7 in 2018. No knock on Harden. I know a lot of people go hard on him because in the playoffs, but he's gone against the greatest dynasty of all time. One of the greatest dynasties, top 5 within that. But if Harden were to win the championship, that would definitely... He's going to be a top 3 shooting guard of all time. That would secure him over Dwayne Wade, of course, as my number 3 all-time spot. If he were to win the championship this year, we'll definitely look at Harden in a different class. You would have to probably make him the best player in the world, because if he wins the championship over LeBron, Kawhi, and goes against the Bucks, beats Giannis, yeah, you have to name him that. But that's not the case. I don't expect Harden to ever get to the finals again, unless he either leaves the Rockets and becomes a second option. But who knows from that? But as of right now, it's LeBron.
The superstar, you get the pay of a star. I guess Scottie didn't get that. And you get, without all the expectations. Pascal Siakam, if the Raptors win the title, he catapults himself into a top 10 current player and is the best player on a championship team. And by the way, they are the 2 seed in the East. And then there's LeBron. Broussard, I know you're going to say LeBron should be way higher, but if you're already the GOAT, how much does one more accolade mean?
Bingo. I knew he would say that. You got to keep on following Nick Wright. He's a fanboy of LeBron. That's why he placed him at number 8.
glory back to Los Angeles after an incredibly difficult year for that city, that franchise, and for the NBA. But I think there are 7 people, Broussard, that have more to gain by winning a title this year than LeBron.
Look at Chris's face. He's like, this guy's on drugs or something. This guy's asinine.
You were so wrong. You got LeBron 8 low, Nick. All right. First of all, you're the only guy that thinks he's the GOAT. All right, especially after the last dance. All right. He needs to strengthen his argument, and a 4th ring, a 10th trip to the finals, definitely strengthens his argument. As you said, he becomes the first guy to ever lead 3 teams to a championship. But also, he avoids that distinction, that negative distinction of also being the only Laker of his stature never to win a championship with the franchise. Elgin Baylor, but he's not quite LeBron's stature. But all the other greats in LeBron's era won titles with the Lakers. So that's the thing. And here's the thing you're really missing, Nick. This is the biggest. He's in his 17th year. He's 35 years old. He'll be 36.
I don't want to keep on interrupting him. 2 points. LeBron is 17. This 17th season, he's only won 3 championships. If he were to win a 4th, with playing 17 seasons, you expect more championships, especially LeBron having player mobility, enhancing it on his 3rd franchise before different teams. And LeBron, he's 35 years old. This is the last momentum go-around we can see LeBron possibly go for a championship run. I expect the Lakers to win in the finals, LeBron to win it, based on an NBA storyline basis. Plus, the Lakers and LeBron, they're playing exceptionally well with their team. They're on a core unit, focused together. Yeah, the writing's on the wall for the Lakers to win the championship. But when it comes to these younger guys, you have Giannis at 25 years old. Harden's around 29 to 30. Kawhi's at, what is Kawhi, like 29 or 30? Or I think he may be like 28. Somewhere around 28 to 30. These guys have time. More pressure on Harden because he's been on the same team for his 7th season. I don't expect Harden to get to the finals back ever again. Again, if he leaves the Rockets or becomes a second option on another team. Yeah, but with LeBron, this could be his last championship run. And we don't know with AD. He could bounce and leave. That's kind of the knowing. But there's a lot of pressure on LeBron. But it's there's a lot of pressure on him to win. And it's a high risk and ratio and reward. Because if he loses this year, then that's it's bad on his legacy. People are going to pound on that. Him joining the Lakers can't win. It's been 5 seasons since his last championship. But then if he were to win, people are going to push him into the GOAT conversation. 3 championships on 3 different franchises, or 4 championships in 3 different franchises. So it's a huge boost if he wins, and it's a detriment if he loses.
Basically starts next year. We don't know. I would agree. I think LeBron will be like a top 5 player next year, but we don't know that. At that age, you fall off quickly. So maybe it's next year, maybe it's 2 years or 3 years from now, but it's uncertain. Kawhi, who you have, we'll see him on the list later, he has more chances down the road to win championships. This could very well be LeBron's last best chance to win a title. So that's what you're missing.
Nick, the worst thing I have to say on this show, Broussard, is to Nick's defense. I'd rather never say that at all. But to Nick's defense, he's not the only one who thinks LeBron's the GOAT after the last dance. They did another poll, and Nick single-handedly took credit for about 26% of basketball fans thinking LeBron is the GOAT. So to Nick's defense, you're kind of right there, Nick. I think Siakam is fascinating. He would catapult up crazy, Nick. They're playing. They've got a higher win percentage this year than they did last year, but still no one's talking to them. I also think.
Listen, the Raptors are a great franchise. They had a great team structure with Nick Nurse and the foundation. With them losing Kawhi Leonard, they're out of title contention. They can get to the conference finals in the East, but whenever it comes to having not a Kawhi Leonard there anymore, Pascal Siakam, he's young. He played that second fiddle. He's still very young. He's taken a leap this year as an all-star, but whenever it comes to him, he's not going to be able to take over offensively consistently. He's not. He's an all-star, but he's not a star or superstar, let alone. With the Raptors, no. They were a one-time thing in 2019. They're not going to win back-to-back championships. I doubt they even get to the finals.
5 championships, Nick. I know you don't want a ring count, but if you got this one and got another one, then I think no, that 26%
to go up to 40 or maybe even 49%.
Well, I'll be very quick here. First of all, I did leave one thing out, that if the Lakers do win the title, I assume we will get a last dance too. We'll get another 10 hours of Jordan stuff because he's not going to have it. But also, we could have just replayed Broussard's take from a year ago after when LeBron was coming back from his groin injury. Could be tough for the Lakers. LeBron's 34 years old. Year 16. Don't know how many years are left for him. Like, people can continue doubting the older LeBron as he continues to do things no one's ever done at his age in the league. But we'll see. But, Jenna, what do we have next?
It's true. Just like everyone doubted the older Tom Brady, and as he got older, he actually kept winning. All right, Nick, 5 through 7. Anthony Davis, Joel Embiid, and
Real quickly, how are you going to have Anthony Davis over LeBron James the most to gain from this NBA title? That makes no sense. Let alone Russell Westbrook? Nah.
He follows that up with another unbelievable playoff run and finals performance. You start talking about him as one of the greatest playoff performers ever. And then there's Giannis. Giannis, if they win the title, not only is he the unanimous best player in the world after winning 2 straight MVPs and winning a championship, he also would have won a title earlier than LeBron, earlier than Michael, earlier than Steph, earlier than KD, and you start to want, and he'll stay in Milwaukee forever on a $250 million deal. So those, to me, there's only one player in the league with more to gain than those guys, Broussard from his.
Yeah, if Giannis wins the championship this season, winning at 25 years of age, his second MVP, first finals MVP, man, that would be amazing. He's definitely going to stay with the Bucks if he were to win a championship this season. If he never wins a championship with the Bucks these next 2 seasons, he's probably going to bounce, knowing how these players operate and knowing the pressure on them to win a chip. So they'll depart from their original team. But yeah, Giannis, even if he wins a championship or not in Milwaukee, he has an amazing career ahead of him. He's getting bigger, stronger, faster, taller, hitting the weight room, working on his post moves as well as his jumper. He's going to be electric as he already is as of right now, which is scary to see. I actually expect Giannis to win at least 2 championships in his career. He's got the DNA for it, the right timeline, as LeBron and some of these other players are getting older. But yeah, that would be amazing if Giannis were to win the chip. He would definitely be the greatest player in the world. Whoever wins the championship this year, it's either going to be the Lakers, Clippers, Bucks. I expect those 3 teams. So if Giannis were to win it, he could be the best player in the world. Kawhi to win it, he would be the best in the world. For LeBron, then he would stay as the best in the world.
I am shocked. I think there's 2 glaring omissions on your list, or that aren't on your list, Nick. Luka Doncic and Jimmy Butler. Luka's got probably more to gain than even Jason Tatum. Remember earlier in the year we were debating who's the best 21-year-old ever.
Yeah, I'm going to have to cut up the video right here. They're just kind of stretching off this conversation. The real focus should be here is LeBron, Kawhi, Giannis, and James Harden. Actually, not even James Harden, just LeBron, Kawhi, and Giannis. Those should be the top 3 guys that even focus on this conversation. I don't know why they extended it to the top 10 or 15, whatever that was. It doesn't really matter on those other cats. We already know it's going to be the Lakers, Clippers, or Bucks win the chip. Nobody else, and to focus on those 3-star players. Who has the most to gain from a title? LeBron. He has the most pressure as well, being in LA. Harden, actually when it comes to Giannis and Kawhi, they have a couple more years, 3 to 4 more years to where they can compete for championships. At least Giannis probably a little more. But, Kawhi just got to the Clippers. He just came off a championship. He's around 28, 29 years old. He's got another 3 more years on the Clippers to where he'd be able to make an appearance or 2 in the finals. So he's just getting started. He's fine. LeBron, he hasn't won a championship since 2016. And there's a lot of pressure on him with his legacy, being a top NBA player of all time. So the writing's on the wall for LeBron, the pressure. He has the most to gain from a title, definitely for sure. Out of those top 3 players, both Luka and Jason Tatum, we can have this conversation in the next 4 to 5 seasons.